Okay, first of all, I'd like to introduce the curmudgeons that are here. We've got John Hitzel and
Hello,
and
John.
Howard Shaw. John and Howard sometimes share the secretary duties of recording what's happening at those ill meetings of ours.
And neither one of us wear skirts.
And we have also Stephen R. Deutsch, who happens to be a commissioner here in Charlotte County. And Stephen R., yeah, he's also a curmudgeon member. He brings a lot to our meetings, sometimes of which we're not interested, but he does it anyway. And also, he brought from the great state of Rhode Island his a block off the old ship. Scott R. Deutsch is his son. So that's where we're
Scott,
much of us are
good to have you back here. Been a while.
And we've got listeners also from other parts of the country that are listening to the streaming audio, Vermont, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Arkansas. So those of you who are listening from far parts of the world, or of the country, parts of the world too, I suppose, welcome. So we'll get started with that. Just wanted to make the introduction so everybody understands who's here.
All right. Well, what are we doing? What are we talking about today?
Well, one of the things we wanted to talk about, at least for openers, is the liberal versus conservative people from Rhode Island. And Scott apparently is involved in politics up there, and he's one of probably 3 million, 1 out of 3 million Republicans that are in the great state of Rhode Island.
Well, 1 out of 3 million would be great. I mean, especially in a population of only about 1 million. But you know, we definitely we're licking our wounds after a couple weeks back on Tuesday. Just like conservatives across the nation. We're down to 5 members out of 75 in our House of Representatives and 6 out of 38 in the Senate, and no statewide constitutional offices. But as the old saying goes, when you're down, there's only one place to go, and we're looking forward to getting back to work, getting everybody energized, and getting our message out next year for 2014.
So there's only 5 Republicans out of 75 in the Rhode Island House, and
coming into next session.
Coming in next session.
Tell them about the mass
doesn't bode well for the economics of Rhode Island. They're already kind of sucking.
No, it certainly doesn't. I mean, you really have to think about the fact that you really don't have a democracy after, almost 80 years of one-party rule, and when, they have an asset of the master lever, which, I don't think in Florida you folks have, where right at the top of the ballot you have the option of voting for a straight party Democrat or Republican. And in a presidential election year, when you have, President Obama, who, carried in 2008 by about Rhode Island with about 26% of the vote. And also, we had 2 competitive congressional races for the first time in a long time in Rhode Island, and we also had a popular incumbent U.S. senator. So, right down the ballot, a lot of our folks, got hurt. And was the campaign manager of an incumbent state representative, very popular throughout the district, never made a lot of enemies, made a lot of smart moves, fiscally on tax policy and whatnot. And he ended up losing after the recount by 96 votes. And when you go back,
of course.
when you go back and look, about 15% of his opponent got straight party, a straight party vote, and I mean it's very difficult to compete.
Isn't Providence or one of the cities in Rhode Island, major ones, aren't they like in some huge fiscal trouble?
Major.
Well, Central Falls did file bankruptcy about a year and a half ago, and they're just coming through that right now. But we've got a lot of other communities in crisis. Providence. They've got to re-elect
a party that's going to keep destroying.
With the master lever, that's a big factor because when there's a lot of items on
that makes it easy for people like me to go vote.
And they promote the Democrats in Rhode Island, say just go in and vote the master lever.
We had that.
Don't pay attention. Just vote straight down.
We had that in Illinois up to a few years ago. You were able to vote a straight ticket. Now, Scott, were you just recently elected, or are you an incumbent, or?
No, I'm not in an office. I was the campaign manager.
I see. I misunderstood.
Yep, for an incumbent state representative.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
He's been involved in political campaigns since before he was born.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I was the kid hanging out at my grandmother's T-bird doing lit drops when I was 5 years old.
So are you going to relocate here to Florida?
Well, never say never, but I mean, you know, right now, you know, I'm up in Rhode Island. I got a career there, and you know, I'm a young guy looking to start a family, and I mean, it's a tough place to do that. So I got my work cut out for me.
Well, starting families are easy.
Do you want to share? Do you want to share on the?
What is he? Anything in the cars?
Speaking as one with twins, having twins and another daughter 11 months younger, so I know how that goes.
You dirty old dog.
But you know,
no.